Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have sound this week. So, I've had a few weeks off. We're back in iRacing. This is the Porsche, not the Porsche iRacing Cup. This is the Pro Qualifiers. I'm going to go to grid. I've been away for a few weeks. Well, I haven't been in iRacing for a few weeks. 3 weeks ago, I think it was just tracks that I didn't like and I didn't have time to practice. I was really busy at work. 2 weeks ago was the Bathurst 12 hour. I went down there with a few of the ARW guys, so it just didn't have time to practice or race. It was a long, busy weekend. And then last week I recorded both the Porsche and the skips were at Mount Panorama, and I did a race in each and I recorded it, but there was no sound in OBS, so missed out. But now I've got sound in OBS. I've had time to practice. We're at Suzuka. We're in the Porsche Cup, the Pro Qualifiers. Hello to anyone who's subscribed recently in the last month or so. Always surprising to see new subscribers, so hope you enjoy the content. I started out.
Green, green, green.
I qualified 6th, by the way. I'm the number 6 car. I qualified 6th, so that's great. Yes, I started out doing these videos just so I could go back and watch them from the previous season. It was more for me, and then it turns out, whoa, what the fuck happened there? Turns out I've got people who actually like to watch these things, so I continued, and here we are. So I hope you don't waste the next 30 minutes when you could be doing other things. I hope you enjoy this race. Whoa! Let's stop reading chat up the top there. Suzuka I have found to be particularly slippery, so got to take it easy for a couple of laps. I'll try to get some heat in these tyres. I didn't even look at what qualifying time people ahead of me did. Made a few adjustments to the setup I got online. And I had a really stiff rear anti-roll bar, so I've softened that a bit to try and stop some of the sliding. Oh, there's someone who missed the chicane entirely. Is that Nicholas? Whoa!
Left side, clear on the left.
Wasn't quite sure where he was going to go then. 4th position? I think I'm in 3rd, mates. Oh, that turn 1 is especially slippery. Still haven't quite worked out this new tyre model we've got on these Porsches. Shouldn't have gone up a gear there. We go back to earlier on in the season. Suzuka in the Formula 3s is where I quit that series. Oh dear. Because that left-hander, as you come up the hill at Dunlop, I was taking that quite differently to others. I was often getting run up the backside from the car behind me. That's when I realised that there were too many people in Formula 3 who thought they were Lewis Hamilton. Might go back, try it again next season when it's all calmed down a little bit. But for now, I'll stick with the Porsches and the skip barbers. And I've got a GT3 season starting with Going back to AMS Oz for a season, see how that works out. That starts tomorrow night. Not sure what I'm going to do for videos though, because they tend to be 90-minute races. I don't particularly want to upload a 90-minute video to YouTube. How do I get a track cut there? That's ridiculous. Okay, Nicholas behind me seems to be faster than me. Yeah, that's better. Gee, I hope the sun doesn't go down. I think I've got headlights bound to the Porsche yet. Never really needed them. Nicholas is definitely faster than me. He's got a better handle on this car. Don't want to give him the position just yet. Got to make him work for it. Spin curve has got to be one of the hardest curves on this bloody track. That and the hairpin I seem to struggle with. 130R here is alright. Oh jeez. How is that an off track? Come on.
Left side, clear on the left.
Oh, oh my goodness. Thanks, buddy. I don't know if there's anyone behind me. Well, let's see how the steering is. I'm down to 11th. Well, I think maybe he was a little bit too keen to get through there. I mean, yeah, I made a mistake, but still on the guy behind not to hit you. Oh, get around there. Alright, still got 22 minutes left. Hey, we got some sunlight. Now I couldn't just, when I was up against the wall there, I didn't want to just reverse back on to the road. Whoa! Turning way too early there. Because you don't want to just pull out back onto the road in front of people, especially when you can't see what's happening. So that's why I was watching the relative to see where the nearest car was. And B, it's also in goddamn chicane, which, I mean, the guy behind me couldn't, you know, not hit me going through it normally. So imagine trying to go through it and having a car back onto it right in front of you. Not very nice. So that's why I waited. hopefully Nicholas is damaged and he's suffering for it. Let's see if I can at least catch these two. Oh dear. Oh, down too many gears there. I don't know if I should be in second or third for that. Either way, I'm catching these two, so that's good. My only worry is that this yellow car is appearing and disappearing something chronic. Oh, and also, my goal for this season was to get to an I rating of 2000. And before I had a few weeks off, I was up at 1937 or something. So I only really needed one good race to hit that 2K. And so obviously I didn't race for a couple of weeks. And then last week I ended up doing two races in the Porsche at Mount Panorama. And let's see if we can get past Jaroslaw. So 2 races at Mount Panorama in the Porsche, both of which weren't great, and I ended up losing a bunch of I rating. And I think I did 3 races in the Skip Barber. Yeah, 3 races in the Skip Barber. The third one was great. I started 13th and I finished 3rd. I had a scary moment coming down the dipper where I had to turn the opposite way to keep the car straight. That was on the last lap as well. And but I had this great moment where I made 3 places at the kink, because I went side by side through the kink with one guy, and then when we came to the chase, 2 guys ahead of me both sort of made a mistake, so I passed them. Whoa, what are these two doing? I managed to get sort of past both of them by doing a sort of zigzag, weaving in and out sort of deal as we approached Murray's, the last corner of the lap. So that was great. So imagine my disappointment when I realised that OBS wasn't recording any sound. Okay, if we can get a good exit out of here. Where the hell am I going to get past this dude? Whoa, bro.
Right side, clear on the right.
Damn it. See if maybe I can pressure him into going deep or making a mistake. Oh, I'm supposed to go up a gear there, hey? Oh, Sven up ahead has made a mistake. No? How did he got onto the grass, but he managed to... How did he do that? You let these two fight it out and they'll take each other out. Frederick in 6th place is just getting further and further ahead. Now if you're new to the channel, or if you're old to the channel, oh, not paying attention, or if you've been around for a while and I've just never explained why I'm driving these cars. Oh, there they go.
Car right, clear on the right, go right. Car on your left, go right, clear.
Thank God there was a little bit of, I guess we'll call it lag compensation,
You're in the top 10.
because I would have hit Sven just there. But what happened to Frederick? Frederick had a moment. He's in the pits. So I was 9th, but now I'm 8th. Alright. I'll take it. Was it 18 seconds to the guy ahead? I don't think I'll catch them in 14 minutes. I'm not fast enough around here. So anyway, if you've never heard me explain why I drive a Porsche, it was released just after I signed up to iRacing, and I read, you know, people raving about it, you know, oh, it's going to be great, blah 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 blah. So I thought, yeah, why not, new car. So I bought it and I drove it, and it was difficult. It is not an easy car to drive well. Especially not now that they've gone and changed all these tyre things. And the more I drove it, the more I loved it, and the more I read up on it, the more I loved the Porsche GT3 Cup series around the world. So you've got your Porsche Super Cup over in Europe, and locally in Australia you've got the Carrera Cup that supports the V8 supercars. Sorry, the supercars. They're not V8 anymore. And yeah, the more I drove it, the more I loved it, and so I've just sort of stuck with it, because I mean, it's a one-make series, so it's down to the driver. There's very little setup adjustments you can make, but enough that there's enough there to play with to make it feel comfortable track to track, if you know what you're doing. But mostly, yeah, it's a one-make series, so it's really down to the driver getting a feel for the setup of the car. So it's not like you've got, you know, the GT3 series where a Ferrari might be faster or an Audi might be faster in a straight line and another car's better through the corners. This is just everybody's driving the same car, and it's down to the driver to get a feel for it around the track, and the better driver generally will get the better result. And I was never really much of a fan of Porsches until I started driving these things, and now I love it. Whoa! Now, because it's a Porsche, the engine's in the back of the car, so that makes it a little bit of a different sort of monster to handle, opposed to your front or mid-engine cars. So you can't get overly heavy on the brakes. You don't want to really brake more than, say, 75% in these things. And sort of depending who you talk to, some people say get to the apex and just smash the accelerator and use the torque to turn the car. Other people will say, no, you can ease on the throttle. Other people say the car either wants you on the throttle or off, not sort of part way between the two. But it really comes down to just how you feel comfortable driving it and what's going to be fastest for you. Whoop. Oh, I'm surprised that wasn't off track. We're down to 17 seconds. Oh, okay, I've made up a second on the car ahead. Sorry, this might not be a very exciting video for the next 10 minutes. With no one to race. Well, wasn't really paying attention to turn 1 there. But yeah, if you've got any questions that you'd like to know, whether you're new to the channel or not, just ask in the comments, man. Let me know. I don't often get too many comments on videos, so it's not like I'm gonna miss it if someone does ask a question. So go ahead and ask. If I don't know the answer, I will endeavour to find out. Ideally, I'd be streaming these races, not because I want to become a streamer, purely because I would find it much easier if I was able to just stream it. That way it's on the internet, I don't have to record it and then set it to upload. I've only got an ADSL2 connection, so I tend to set these things to upload overnight while I'm asleep, and then the next morning generally they're done, depending on the video size. Whereas if I was streaming, it'd all be there, it'd be ready, it'd be done, and I wouldn't have to worry about setting these things to upload overnight, chewing up my electricity bill. I guess the positive side is, the positive side to recording them, is if I got taken out on the first lap of the race, from there, I'll just generally sort of go, right, stop recording, and I'll sign up for the next one. And then that'll be the race that I upload. I guess if I was streaming, I couldn't really do that. I would hate to set up the stream, get a few people in, start a race, get taken out first lap, and then have to say to anyone that's watching, alright, that's done. I'll start it again in another 2 hours, whenever the next race is. These things generally run every 2 hours. It's like the 4th time I use the word generally, I've got to stop that. But yeah, convenience, streaming would be great. But at least, yeah, if anything does go wrong in a race, I can just stop recording and I can go and play some other video games or something until the next one's ready to go. Get around there. 16.5 seconds. Definitely not going to catch this dude. And we got 7 minutes. That little dashboard that I keep changing down the bottom there is my Z1 dashboard. So as you can see, it looks exactly the same. Oh no, you can't see because my Z1 dashboard's in the way. That layout is pretty much exactly the same as what is in the dashboard of the car that I'm looking at here. I do have my little monitor down here with the Z1 on it, so I can sort of look at things out the corner of my eye. And you got lots of different little dashboards you can set up. So there's these stuff like this with your revs and info on it. For the Porsches, I've got this thing, a little track map, and then it shows me the driver ahead and the driver behind and what their I rating is. For the guy behind me, it's only just over 1,000. Guy in front, 1,300. He's doing well for someone who's only 1,300. Would have thought I'd be catching him quicker. But yeah, there's about 10 different track map things to choose from. That's my fuel that I don't really need in this series, because you generally won't stop to refuel the car. It's only a half-hour race.
5 laps of fuel.
That's alright. There's my iRacing guy telling me how much fuel I've got. And then this is just a little screen I like to have for every car I drive. I mean, all the info's there. Have a look at that. I mostly use that for the fueling practice because it'll give me the average per lap, so then I can figure out how to put in for the race itself. And then we're back there. But yeah, there's a bunch of dashboards in that Z1 app. So if you do happen to sim race and you've been looking for something like that, I'll highly recommend it. I think it was what? Was it like $25? I think it worked out at like $25 Australian or something. And they release updates every month or two, and you got to pay for the updates, or you can sign up and pay like $2 to them every month, and that way you get whatever updates they release. So they update the app itself or release new dashboards, whatever it may be. But I just got that set up through PayPal, and it's $2 a month, so it's nothing. I don't drink coffee, so I can justify $2 a month for a dashboard app. But yeah, there's a lot more than just those 4 screens there. There's a tyres thing that's really helpful, but seeing as iRacing doesn't sort of export tyre information, not that the tyre info that they would give is very good. Where's the? I can't remember what button is my change my black box. It's not that one. Let's look right. What button is it? That's my brake balance. Oop. Went down to 14.5 seconds. The race was another 20 minutes long. Might catch the guy ahead. Whoa! That's not that. What the hell is... How far back is the guy behind? He's 13 seconds. Wow, alright. This is a lonely race. What happened to... Whoa! What happened to Nicholas? Nicholas is still in third. Motherfucker. Ooh, coming up quickly on the laps car ahead of me. Where's my lap time? It's 2:06. Alright, I don't think I got too... I don't think I got too damaged by that run-in that I had with Nicholas. We're going to have to go back and watch that on the replay. I could just see him turning through turn 1 up there. That's Frederick. He is a lapped runner, so he should just let me by if we catch up to him. Oh, is Frederick the guy who was in 8th and then ended up in the pits when I came through earlier? Might have been. Alright, this lap and one more, I think. Only a minute and a half left. Fuck me, this is slidey. I don't like this new tyre model. 30 seconds. It might be... Oh, because the leader's gone... No, it's going to be two more laps, I think. Whoops, a daisy. Oh no, white flag, last lap. Brilliant. Alright. See, there's a lap car ahead. It's down to 13 seconds to done. See if we can get my fastest lap of the race. That feels good.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
Good timing, Heath. Oh, jeez, that's scary coming through there. The last lap was a 2:05.6. Ooh. Look how much I've caught up Frederick. Shit! Shit. Well, that's a shame. That ruined my lap. Damn it, I just shifted down, but it wasn't gonna... That was a 2:06.1. That was gonna be quicker.
Alright, there's the checkered flag.
Alrighty, let's get around the corner here where it's safe.
Really well.
And we'll go look at what happened between me and Niklaus. Ripped my safety rating, that one too. Alright, back to there. Go to replay. How's my laps? Laps in the race. Yeah, damn it. That second last lap was my fastest in the race. And that last one would have been quicker if I hadn't messed it up with the thing. So that lap we want. But no straight. Oh, we went a little bit deep there. I prefer a tighter line. Yeah. Come on. Alright, here we go. Alright, so I've gone a little deep. I guess he figured I was going to stay. He must have thought I was going to stay that side. It's the chase. He just drove on by. Oh, it's because I was sliding. That's annoying. Yeah, so I was sliding there. Maybe apex. But I kept coming around. He probably could have taken a little bit more care if he saw that I was sliding. Because I was coming out. Look, I'm coming out here anyway. If he'd just gotten off the brakes, he would have just been able to take his natural line through there, which I mean he did. He just happened to mess me up with it. Thanks, Nicolaus. Anyways, there I am, trying not to run into everyone. Alright, well, that's the Porsche Pro Qualifiers, not the Porsche iRacing Cup. I'll do a Skip Barber race Monday probably. ARW season has now finished, season 7, so we're done with the Caterhams. So we're going to have a month or two maybe of silly season where we try out some different stuff before we start season 8. But yeah, the AMS Oz GT3 series, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the videos yet, not keen to upload a 90-minute video. So I might sort of make a highlights package of that, so keep an eye out for that. Again, thank you if you're a new subscriber. I hope you've enjoyed most of that race. But yeah, go check out the other races. I try to put up races that I do that are exciting to watch. Anyway, yeah, I'll catch you all later.